Man, when was the last time I talked about an Earth 1 book? Shit, I don't even think I've talked about one since Earth 1, Superman Earth 1 Volume 1. Which is fair to say because, you know, a lot of people seem to forget that these Earth 1 books happen, which is fine because it seems even DC forgets about them. So, finally, I'm talking about Green Lantern Earth 1 Volume 1. If you don't know what Earth 1 books, that's totally that's totally fine. Basically what they are, like these graphic novels that come out every so years, written by different creative teams, and they are... they're kind of like, they're all alternate universe stuff, self-contained alternate universe stuff, which is funny because when Superman Earth 1 Volume 1 came out by JMS, it was months before New 52 happened, and then everyone seemed to forget about them, but they still kept coming out. We have 2 Batman Earth 1s from Jeff Johns, the entire JMS Superman Earth 1s, Wonder Woman Earth 1 Volume 1 by Grant Morrison, Teen Titans Earth 1 Volumes 1 and 2 by Jeff Lemire, and I think there's more like The Flash by JMS, and there's a few others coming out, but, yeah. So, where was I going with this? Anyway, so, now we finally have Green Lantern Earth 1 Volume 1, written by, Karina Becco, Beccio? I mispronounced the final name, but yeah, the last name, excuse me, but yeah, Karina Becco and Gabriel Hardman. Which, by the way, I knew Karina Becco because she does a lot of stuff at Dark Horse. Namely, a lot of Alien comics. In fact, she's the one who wrote the Vampirella Alien comic. And, yeah, speaking of Alien, there is so much Alien inspiration in here. Now, the story is, in this universe, Hal Jordan is working for Ferris Spaceways, or Ferris, Space Lines, or something like that, and he's an astronaut on a mining team, and they find the body of Abin Sur, and he takes the ring and becomes a Green Lantern. It turns out in this universe, the Manhunters have systematically wiped out a lot of the Green Lanterns, and they're like the Jedi. They're now like, you know, the Manhunters Order 66, the Green Lantern Corps, and now, you know, whoever is left either doesn't have a lot of charge in their battery, or is just, you know, hiding from the Manhunters who are controlling entire sectors of the galaxy. So Hal Jordan is thrown into this this galaxy-wide mystery and to start a Green Lantern rebellion against the Manhunters. That's the whole story right there. Now, like I said earlier, there is so much Alien inspiration in this comic. There is so, like, even when we see Hal as an astronaut, his astronaut suit looks so much like the ones from the original film, from the original Alien film. And the coloring, how they do, like, some of the bodies in here. Even when you see Abin Sur's body for the first time, it reminded me so much of the space jockey from Alien. Which, again, it doesn't surprise me because Karina Becco, like I said, does a lot of Alien comics for Dark Horse. She's mostly known best for doing a lot of horror, and again, you know, especially with the artwork in here, which is this very gritty, but still very bright and vibrant. But even the darkness feels kind of, even like when you see the Green Lantern ring use its power, you see, like, it's very, like, eerie. Like, it's kind of like, this doesn't feel natural. The comic is, like I said, it's very vastly different, and you're probably wondering, well, who's alive, who's dead? Don't worry, all the major players are still around, but they are vastly different. Kilowog is in here. Kilowog is he's not a drill sergeant. In fact, he's more of a fanboy of the Green Lanterns. He's not, you know, he calls Hal Jordan Poozer and all that, but it's more like, hey, buddy, I'm your friend now. Let's go find the lantern, you know, let's go find the Green Lanterns. He wanted to be a Green Lantern, and he wants to help restart the Corps. He's kind of, I don't know, like, if this is a good example, but he's kind of like, I guess you could say, the Poe Dameron of the, well, Poe's a little more extreme than Kilowog is in this book, at least for me. So, I don't know, like, maybe he's more like Rose. He's more like Rose Tico from Last Jedi, at least in my opinion. Could be totally wrong, and I can already feel, like, almost hear the, Ian, a.k.a. Sid Part 2, just rapidly tapping on his keyboard, like, that's not how it is. Sorry, Ian. Sorry, brother. I'm just calling it how I feel. Anyway, the comic in here does feel longer than it is, like over 100 pages. This is definitely something good for Green Lantern fans. I really like how in here Hal, even though he's not so much cocky as he is more cautious, because he's been thrown, thanks to having this ring, he's, like I said, now been thrown into this whole maddening world where, you know, he didn't even know aliens were real. He just wanted to, you know, he just wanted to be a miner. He was just this guy going around mining all this stuff, mining all this ore for Earth, which does bring up the question, is this does kind of point out that, you know, some of the Earth-1 books may not be in the same continuity. It is vastly hinted that Superman, Batman, and maybe Wonder Woman all exist in the same Earth-1 universe, their own universe, but other ones like Teen Titan, Jeff Lemire has stated that Jeff Lemire stated that his books are in its own universe. But so far, like, it's kind of possible for Wonder Woman, but Superman and Batman, it is heavily implied that they exist in the same universe. This one is very much in its own universe, because there's so much future tech in here. There's so much, it feels so much like just a far distant future, and feels so away from everything else. This clearly is its own universe. So I kind of like that. I really dig that. So I'm going to talk a little further in here and about the end of the book and my thoughts on it. But if you do not want to be spoiled, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to back out. But if you want to read the book for yourselves, do I recommend this? Yes, absolutely. If you're a Green Lantern fan, if you really dig, like, there's this horror element to it, but it still feels like a spacefaring adventure that Green Lantern is always meant to be. So it's a nice little hand-in-hand between the two. Artwork is really great. Corinna Bechko and Gabriel Hardman do a great job on this, and how it ends makes me go, oh shit, I really want to read the next book. Like, right now. So, yeah. There you go. There's my thoughts on it. But for the next part, I'm going to have to spoil some stuff. So if you do not want to be spoiled on this book, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to back out now. Okay, so I'm guessing if you're still here, you want to be spoiled. So the end of the book, towards the end of the book, Hal encounters the last Guardian. I forgot to mention that the Guardians are wiped out, but one still remains, and they need his help to access the power battery, which the Manhunters have siphoned off to keep the other Lanterns from getting their power. But after getting the rebellion together, and Arisia in here, Arisia is just a total badass. She's actually more like the main universe Kilowog than Kilowog is. And we do get a quick mention. We do get Sinestro quickly for one scene, but it's so Sinestro. It is so Sinestro of how we see him. But at the end of the book, we follow this Guardian who is talking, and he's like, you know, the Lanterns were too willful. They were too full of emotion. You know, there's so much pride and will in them. Next time, when I make my return, I won't make the same mistake the other Guardians did. And we see that this Guardian has created the yellow power battery, and we see the formation of what looks like the Sinestro Corps. Or should I call it the Krona Corps? Yeah, even though they don't say his name, throughout the book, when you see this Guardian, I know Sid Part 2 said it might be Ganthet, but no, how he kind of talks and all that, it's gotta be Krona. If you don't know who Krona is a rogue Guardian who recently showed up in Brightest Day. That's the last time I saw him, at least. And he's always been like the secret of the universe and all that. Like he helped create the antimatter universe, depending on which version you read. But Krona, on a whole, he's a really bad dude. This dude is a powerhouse and just a dangerous opponent. So the fact that he's the one who's creating the Sinestro Corps, well, I guess you could call it the Krona Corps, unless he puts Sinestro in charge of it, it's going to be really fascinating to see where this goes. So I am totally on board with this book. Like I said before, get this book. get this comic, guys. Also, I'll be doing a further in-depth review eventually of this book on my other channel, Comic Universe, with my buddy C-Dubs. So if you haven't already, I'll leave a link below so you guys can go check that channel out and subscribe to it. It would be a big appreciation to C-Dubs and I. We're trying to make a business out of that. So once again, pick this book up, and you guys let me know if you've read the book already. What'd you guys think of it? Like it? Hate it? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.